You're running out of time. Not someday, now. Every scroll, every distraction, every moment spent in someone else's dream. Gone. Marcus Aurelius knew this, Emperor of Rome, most powerful man alive. Yet he wrote to himself in the quiet hours, "You could leave life right now." Not as a threat, as truth. Your time isn't infinite, and you're spending it like it is. Think about yesterday. What did you build? What did you create? Or did you just drift? Reacting, responding, chasing notifications, living in other people's urgency. The Stoics understood something we've forgotten, that focusing on yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. Your attention is currency, your energy is limited, your days are numbered, and you're giving them away to opinions that don't matter, to drama that isn't yours, to a world that will drain you dry if you let it. But there's another way. 6 principles, ancient wisdom, modern application. These aren't theories, they're tools, forged in the fire of one of history's greatest minds. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste time. He didn't scatter his focus. He ruled an empire while mastering himself. And he left us the blueprint. Stop wasting your time. Start focusing on yourself. The transformation begins here. Comment. I reclaim my time below if you're ready to take control. Imagine waking up with clarity. Not scattered intentions, but focused purpose. You know exactly what matters, and you protect it fiercely. Your phone doesn't control you anymore. Notifications don't hijack your attention. Other people's urgencies don't become your emergencies. You've built boundaries that actually hold. You've learned to say no without guilt. You've discovered that disappointing others sometimes is the price of not disappointing yourself always. Your energy flows toward what you're building, not what you're reacting to. Every day, you make tangible progress. Small steps, but consistent, disciplined, intentional. You feel the difference in your body. There's less anxiety because you're no longer trying to be everything to everyone. There's more peace because you've stopped arguing with reality and started working with it. Your relationships actually improve because you're showing up as a whole person, not a depleted one. You give from overflow, not emptiness. This is what the Stoics meant by living with virtue and purpose. Not some abstract philosophical concept, but a practical daily practice of aligning your actions with your deepest values. Marcus Aurelius managed an empire, yet he found time for philosophy, for self-reflection, for the inner work that made him one of history's most respected leaders. How? Not because he had more hours, but because he used them differently. He understood that focusing on yourself isn't about ignoring the world. It's about ensuring you're strong enough, clear enough, and grounded enough to engage with it meaningfully. When you focus on yourself, you become unshakable. External chaos doesn't destabilize you. Criticism doesn't crush you. Setbacks don't derail you. You develop an inner fortress that nothing can breach. This isn't a fantasy. It's the natural result of applying timeless principles to modern life. And those principles start now. The first principle is the foundation of everything else. Guard your attention like your life depends on it, because it does. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present, not because the past and future don't matter, but because the present is the only place where your power exists." Your attention is the gateway to your consciousness. Whatever you give attention to grows. Feed distractions, and your life becomes scattered. Feed purpose, and your life becomes meaningful. Think about how you've been spending your attention. How many hours disappear into scrolling? How many mental cycles are wasted on imaginary arguments, on worrying about things you can't control, on consuming content that adds nothing to your growth? The Stoics practiced something radical. They treated every moment as valuable. They didn't squander attention on trivialities because they understood that attention is the precursor to action, and action shapes destiny. Here's how you apply this principle practically. First, conduct an attention audit. For 1 week, track where your focus actually goes. You'll be shocked at the gaps between where you think your attention goes and where it actually flows. Second, establish non-negotiables. These are sacred time blocks where your attention is completely protected. No phone, no interruptions, just you and the work that matters. Third, practice single tasking. Multitasking is a myth that fragments your effectiveness. Do one thing fully, then move to the next. Your brain will thank you, and your output will multiply. Fourth, learn to recognize attention thieves. Certain people, apps, and environments are designed to steal your focus. Identify them, eliminate or minimize them ruthlessly. When you guard your attention, you guard your potential. Everything you want to build, create, or become starts with where you choose to focus. Marcus Aurelius had an empire demanding his attention, yet he mastered this principle. You can too. The second principle is one most people fear: embrace solitude. We live in a world that treats being alone as a problem to solve. We fill every quiet moment with noise, every pause with stimulation. We're terrified of our own company. But the Stoics knew something profound. Solitude is where transformation happens. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This wasn't poetry, it was practice. In solitude, you meet yourself honestly. No performance, no masks, no distractions to hide behind. Just you and the truth of who you are and who you're becoming. This is uncomfortable, because in the silence, you hear the voices you've been drowning out, the dreams you abandoned, the compromises you made, the person you promised yourself you'd be. But discomfort is the price of growth. When you embrace solitude, you develop an unshakable relationship with yourself. You stop needing constant external validation because you've built internal stability. You stop fearing boredom because you've discovered that quiet reflection is where clarity lives. Here's how to practice this principle. Start small, 10 minutes a day of complete solitude. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just sit with yourself. Let thoughts come and go without clinging to them. Use this time for reflection. Journal. Ask yourself hard questions. Am I living in alignment with my values? What am I avoiding? What needs to change? As you build this practice, extend it. Take walks alone. Sit in nature without headphones. Create space for your mind to wander and wonder. Solitude isn't loneliness. Loneliness is feeling disconnected from others. Solitude is feeling connected to yourself. The Stoics retreated inward not to escape the world, but to engage with it from a place of strength. Your inner world is your foundation. Build it in solitude. The third principle cuts deep. Reject external validation. This is where most people lose themselves. They build their entire identity on what others think. They make decisions based on approval. They twist themselves into shapes that fit someone else's expectations. And they wonder why they feel empty. Marcus Aurelius understood this trap intimately. As emperor, everyone had an opinion about him. Senators, soldiers, citizens, enemies. He could have spent every moment trying to please them all. Instead, he wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." He built his life on an internal compass, not external applause. Here's the truth: you will never satisfy everyone. Trying to is a fool's errand that guarantees you'll satisfy no one, especially yourself. When you seek validation externally, you give away your power. You make other people the arbiters of your worth. You become a puppet dancing to strings pulled by whoever is watching. The Stoics practiced radical self-validation, not arrogance, not delusion, but a deep knowing that their value wasn't determined by fluctuating opinions. They asked themselves, "Am I living according to my principles? Am I acting with integrity?" If the answer was yes, external criticism became irrelevant. Here's how you embody this principle. Stop performing. Stop curating a version of yourself for consumption. Stop asking, "What will they think?" and start asking, "What do I believe?" Build your own standards. Define success for yourself. Decide what kind of person you want to be, then become that person regardless of who's watching. Criticism will come. Praise will come. Both are equally dangerous if you attach your identity to them. Your worth isn't negotiable. It doesn't fluctuate with opinions. When you reject external validation, you reclaim your sovereignty. You become unshakable. The fourth principle is counterintuitive. Practice voluntary discomfort. Modern life is designed for comfort. We heat our homes, cool our cars, order food to our door, and avoid anything that challenges us physically or mentally. And we're weaker for it. The Stoics did something radical. They deliberately chose discomfort, not as punishment, but as preparation. Marcus Aurelius regularly practiced what he called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. He imagined losing everything he had so that when challenges came, he was ready. He occasionally slept on the floor. He wore simple clothes. He reminded himself that luxury was temporary and that his strength came from within, not from external comforts. Why? Because comfort breeds fragility. When you only experience ease, the smallest hardship shatters you. Discomfort builds resilience. It teaches you that you're capable of more than you think. It rewires your brain to stop avoiding challenges and start embracing them as opportunities for growth. Here's how you practice this principle. Start with cold showers. Sounds simple, but the resistance you feel is real. Stepping into cold water when every instinct screams no builds mental toughness that transfers to every area of life. Fast occasionally. Skip a meal. Remind your body that hunger isn't an emergency. Build discipline by choosing not to satisfy every craving immediately. Exercise beyond comfort. Push yourself physically. Your body will adapt, and so will your mind. Say no to temptations. Practice delayed gratification. Build the muscle of self-control. The Stoics understood that if you only act when you feel like it, you're enslaved to your feelings. Freedom comes from acting regardless of how you feel. Voluntary discomfort isn't about suffering for suffering's sake. It's about building an unbreakable foundation. When life gets hard, and it will, you'll be ready. The fifth principle is where everything crystallizes. Live by your values. Most people can't name their values. They drift through life reacting to circumstances, making decisions based on convenience or pressure, never stopping to ask what they actually stand for. This is why they feel lost. Marcus Aurelius was obsessively clear about his values: justice, wisdom, courage, temperance. These weren't abstract concepts. They were decision-making filters for every action he took. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." Living by your values means defining who you are, then aligning every action with that definition. It means making the hard choices that integrity demands. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You probably already know your values. Deep down, you know what matters. The problem isn't knowledge, it's alignment. You say family matters, but you work 80 hours a week. You say health matters, but you neglect your body. You say authenticity matters, but you wear masks to fit in. The gap between your stated values and your lived actions creates internal chaos. It's the source of guilt, regret, and that nagging feeling that something's off. Here's how to close that gap. First, actually define your values. Write them down. 3 to 5 core principles that are non-negotiable. Second, audit your life against them. Where are you out of alignment? Be brutally honest. Third, make one change today, not tomorrow. Today. Start small, but start. Fourth, make values-based decisions. When faced with a choice, ask, which option aligns with my values? Then do that, regardless of cost. The Stoics believed that living with virtue was the only path to genuine happiness. Not pleasure, not comfort, but the deep satisfaction of knowing you're living with integrity. That's where peace lives. The sixth and final principle is the ultimate liberation. Accept what you cannot control. This is the core of Stoic philosophy, the practice that separates the wise from the worried. Marcus Aurelius faced plagues, wars, betrayals, and constant threats to his empire. He couldn't control any of it. What he could control was his response. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about how much energy you waste trying to control the uncontrollable. Other people's opinions, past mistakes, future uncertainties, the weather, traffic, the economy. You exhaust yourself fighting battles you can never win. The Stoics developed a simple but profound practice. They divided everything into 2 categories: what I can control, what I cannot control. Then they focused exclusively on the first category and accepted the second with grace. What can you control? Your actions, your responses, your effort, your attitude, your principles, your focus. What can't you control? Almost everything else. Other people's behavior, outcomes, timing, luck, the past, death. When you accept this distinction, something miraculous happens. The anxiety dissolves because you stop fighting reality and start working with it. Here's how to embody this principle. When something frustrates you, ask, "Can I control this?" If yes, take action. If no, let it go. Practice the phrase, "This is outside my control and I accept it." Say it until it becomes automatic. Focus your energy exclusively on your sphere of influence, your choices, your responses, your growth. When outcomes don't match expectations, release attachment. You did what you could with what you controlled. The rest isn't yours to carry. Marcus Aurelius couldn't control the chaos of Rome, but he controlled himself. And that made all the difference. That's where your power lives too. 6 principles, 1 transformation. Guard your attention, embrace solitude, reject external validation, practice voluntary discomfort, live by your values, accept what you cannot control. These aren't separate practices, they're interconnected threads that weave together to create an unshakable foundation. When you guard your attention, you create space for solitude. In solitude, you build the strength to reject external validation. That rejection frees you to practice voluntary discomfort, without seeking approval. Discomfort builds the discipline to live by your values, and living by your values gives you the clarity to accept what you cannot control. This is the Stoic path, not easy, not comfortable, but real. Marcus Aurelius didn't have it easier than you. He had it harder. Yet he found a way to focus on himself while shouldering the weight of an empire. You can do this too. Start today, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect. Now. Choose one principle, apply it, build momentum, add another, keep going. Your time is running out. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Every moment you spend scattered is a moment you'll never get back. Every day you live reactively is a day stolen from your purpose. But every moment you focus on yourself, you reclaim your power. The Stoics left you the blueprint. Marcus Aurelius walked the path. Now it's your turn. Stop wasting your time. Focus on yourself. Build the life you know you're capable of living. The transformation starts now. If you're done wasting time and ready to focus on what truly matters, leave a comment below, "I reclaim my power." And subscribe to the Stoic mode with notifications on. This is just the beginning of your transformation. Thank you for being here. Stay focused.